The following video may be considered a tiny bit disturbing for scenes of animals being contained in small places. Whatever, discretion may be advised, but it's up to you. Mickey's Runaway Zoo is part of a series of 3 educational computer games for Disney. Mickey's Runaway Zoo is a game which teaches you numbers. Donald's Alphabet Chase teaches you letters, and Goofy's Railway Express teaches you colors and shapes. This game developed by Westwood Associates, and probably the more educational one. Gosh, Mickey, I left the gates open by accident. Now all the animals are lost. I hope I can find them before it gets dark. Don't worry, Goofy. If I help you look, I'm sure we can find them. Come on, let's go. I'm going to say right away, this is probably a little bit more educational than Donald's Alphabet Chase. When you compare the two, at least in this one, well, apparently just like Donald's Alphabet Chase, the numbers can flash at random. Let's begin. In this one, when you press each number, it actually counts how many that there are. For instance, in 1, you saw 1 purple panda. Don't know why it was purple, probably just because of the CGA graphics. Here, we see 2 frogs. And you gotta think, in this game, you count from 1 to 9. So, in such a small barn like that, I don't know how you could actually fit, that would be, 45 different creatures in there. It's kind of confusing how they would do it. So, let's go with 4. Make that 45 creatures and the pies. Eventually, they're probably going to get eaten. Also notice that Mickey has a little bit of a tan, probably from being out in such sunlight. If you press a number for creatures that you've already found, then they come out and remind you how many that there actually are. So, again, still, at least it teaches you how to count, as opposed to Donald's Alphabet Chase. I don't know why. That one's just about finding the letters. Occasionally, the creatures here, the animals, they will stop and do something. Like in this case, the ducks will actually blink. They might stop at any time, at any place, and then wink at you. Sometimes they won't even wink at all, like 2 of those. And that's 5. We move on from the bake sale over to downtown, I suppose. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Man, if you can only get so many apples for 9 cents nowadays. Let's press 6. Get some kangaroos, I suppose. Also, I'm wondering if that manhole has anything to do with this. It's probably there just for a little bit of decoration. Unfortunately, okay, maybe fortunately, whereas Donald's Alphabet Chase has some kind of gag where if you fail to capture the letter, Donald will get angry. This doesn't have anything like that. Guess you don't really associate that with Mickey. Anyway, we got some blue kangaroos. Wonder if we'll find any purple elephants. We will find different music, though. Like that. Now, are the physics to this even accurate? They land down there onto the road, but all of a sudden, they're almost as high as the door itself. This just doesn't seem right. Also, how do you fit that many birds into a nest? Well, we're already up to, how much is it? 28 of them. 28 animals. And the giveaway for number 8 is that it's owls. No sound. Will they make any? Okay. That's a start. That's even better. Or even more. Mickey's still got that 10 on him. Owls certainly know how to read, don't they? Okay, so now for 9. They occasionally stop like that, and just before entering the door they decide to stop. I bet when he's inside there, his mouth is really roaring. And there go some of the animals. Shows what happens when you try to fit 45 animals into a single cart like that. There we go. However, we're not done. We have counted from 1 to 9, but we get to do it again. Or make that we have to do it again. They're gonna force us to do it, aren't they? There we go. That's 1. A bear, I suppose, whatever. Couldn't really tell because of the colors. I can tell those what those are supposed to be. Yep. Squirrels. Anyhow, notice how the numbers are interesting shapes at some points. That's obviously not going to be a snake in the 5, or a pig in the 3. Anyway, let's do 3. They just run like that. They're crazy. 3 little pigs. Good thing there's no wolf in this. And we heard the different varieties of music. Let's go for 4. Sheep. Those are some really thin-looking legs on the sheep. They're not horses, you know. It's worse than I thought, though. Instead of fitting 45 animals in, you gotta fit 90 of them. I'll leave it up to your imagination. It's not like they're just going to run into the cages in real life, or in this case, slither. But I'll leave it to your imagination what happens inside. Next, on the beach. Snow cones as well. What kind of beach? Palm trees and such. Oh, hi, penguin. Yeah, you run, and you certainly like making sharp turns like that, not knowing what you're getting into. There could be a lot of trouble inside that once that cart actually explodes from excessive capacity. Let's count 7. Starting out with a turtle that walks backwards. Some of them have sunglasses, some of them don't. Some of them walk forwards, too. 3 in a row that walk backwards. 4 in a row that walk backwards. Can I get 1 forwards at some point? There. Was that too much to ask? And 4 of them need to learn how to walk. There they go. Now, 8. Whatever those are supposed to be. Please don't make any scary implications of what the purple is actually supposed to mean, because this is only CGA. Well, in this case, EGA. Look at the sun watching at all the possible cruelty that could happen. But it's Disney, so maybe they're not actually going to be cruel. Oh, hi, Minnie. And finally, 9. Penguins. What are the odds that a penguin's actually going to survive on a hot beach like this? Possibly under normal temperatures they might, but not on a beach like that. Unless they're a more native penguin to the United States, or wherever that's supposed to be. Southern United States. Could be... yeah. Could be somewhere in Africa for... whatever. If they have any palm trees in any areas around Africa. Anyhow, enjoy your snow cones while you can, because you're in captivity now. And there's probably no room for you. There they go. Wait a minute. Is that a realistic size for a tiger, if that's supposed to be? And if it's not a tiger, then... what is it doing in a zoo? Whatever. As if in a real zoo that the main managers there are actually going to treat the animals like pets. What are the odds that that is going to happen? Nah. On a lighter note, Mickey's Runaway Zoo was one of the first DOS games I ever played. I actually played all three, although given how young I actually was, my mind just couldn't translate Donald's anger of failure that would occur from the alphabet chase. As an extra, I'll leave it up to you to decide which is more educational between Goofy's Railway Express or Donald's Alphabet Chase. Well, I'm gonna wrap it up, so as usual, stay tuned for another Let's Play.